All right.
Oliver and Felicity riding off to the sunset. Now what?
Now what? Well, we're going to pick them up, and they're going to be very happy at the start of season 4. And what we really want to do this season is explore what it's like to try to have a relationship in the Arrow Cave and outside. So they're going to stay together, but we're going to explore kind of the ups and downs of their boyfriend-girlfriend relationship while they're both, out there being Felicity and Arrow.
What I'm wondering is the success of Flash, which had its sort of lighter approach, is that influencing Arrow at all this year? Because with that, him saying, I'm happy.
I'll tell you, I'm really actually glad you asked that question because we were sort of hoping someone would. We ended last year with Arrow in the place with Oliver emotionally that we always had planned on getting to, and the place that we'd always sort of been evolving the show to. And it was sort of like, now everyone's just going to think we're making the show into Flash, which is really not, I think when people watch season 4, they'll see that Oliver is happy and he's in a more evolved place and he's not the same. We have a joke about it's Oliver Queen 2.0, but the show itself still feels like Arrow. I don't think anyone's going to tune into Arrow and feel like they're watching Flash, quite frankly. Even though it does have more humor, and even though Oliver, we actually have Oliver cracking a joke in episode 2. Yeah, so it's actually it is happy, but that's always been part of the show's evolution. We always said the show's on a path towards the Green Arrow from the comics. It's a long origin story, and we're just playing that out.
Can you tell us a little bit about the flashbacks in the first 2 seasons were all on the island, and then we had Hong Kong, and I think at the finale he ended up, I just forgot where he ended up. But
he was boarding a ship to Coast City.
Thank you. So, can you tell us a little bit about that storyline at all? Hints? Give us any teases?
Well, we're going to go someplace both somewhat familiar and very surprising. That's about all I can tell you.
What can you tell us about the approach to adapting Damien Dark and the casting of Neil McDonough, which is fantastic?
Well, obviously with Neil, who is a blessing to have on the show, we're going older than the Damien from the comics. It's in keeping, quite frankly, with our normal philosophy by this point, which is we use the comic books as a starting off point, not an ending point. Our version of Damien is different from the other kind of big bads we've had on the show before. He's not as stentorian as Ra's al Ghul. He's not as, unhinged as Slade Wilson. He probably has the closest parallel with Malcolm Merlyn, but I think he's got a malevolence to him that Malcolm did not have. Malcolm, was basically always thinking, I'm doing what I'm doing to save the city, whereas Damien's pure evil. And he's a form of evil we haven't seen on the show yet. In many ways, I know I'm being long, but we always, sort of had approached our big bads the first 3 years as we wanted them to be the hero of their own story. We wanted them not to be evil, and then this year we decided we're going to go different. We really want someone who is truly malevolent. And Neil he brings that home.
I love that. Awesome. Can you talk about the role of the League of Assassins and Malcolm as the new Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah, Malcolm will be, obviously, we left him in Nanda Parbat at the end of last season, and although the main storyline will be with Damien and not with Malcolm, we're going to have a lot of fun with him, kind of coming in and messing about with Oliver's plans, and also potentially with Damien, since they are enemies as well. And another thing we're going to explore is his relationship with Nissa, and what's happening in Nanda Parbat, and where we left her. So those storylines will stay in Nanda Parbat, possibly come back to Olicity as well.
Speaking of Nissa, you guys broke down a lot of barriers by introducing her and having the first LGBT superhero on Arrow. Will we get to see more LGBT characters being introduced in this next season?
Yes.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
Oh, who?